So I'm a gay paraplegic who's been living in the wheelchair for 5 years now. And these are a couple of things I wish I knew before I landed up in the wheelchair. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I am the Royal Gay Gangster. My name is Giovanni, but you can call me G. And today, okay, first of all, I know it's been a minute that I haven't done a video or anything like that, but I do have a valid excuse for that. I've been super busy at work and stuff like that, so I haven't had much time for anything. I'm sorry. But today I want to do this fast video to kind of educate everybody and just bring awareness to people living with disabilities, especially if you weren't born like this, especially if some life-changing thing happened to you that put you in a position where by now your life has been altered and now you have to live life alternatively. Okay, so these are a couple of things I wish I knew before I landed up in the wheelchair, and we are starting off strong right now. The very first thing I wish I knew before I landed up in a wheelchair was the constant pain that your body is going to be in. Your body is always going to be in pain, and that there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Okay, absolutely nothing. Like, you wake up, your body is in pain. You go to bed, your body is in pain. You go through your day, your body is in pain. You go to work, your body is in pain. Everything that you do, your body is in constant pain. Okay, be it your back, be it your legs, be it your arms from pushing the wheels on the wheelchair the whole day, your body is gonna be in pain. You're gonna have to learn to get used to the pain. You're gonna have to start living with the pain. Okay, number two. Okay, now this one was a bit of something that I had to learn to get used to. I had to learn to get used to living life in a wheelchair and actually making my wheelchair my best friend. I remember at first I hated the idea of the wheelchair. I hated the fact that I have to use this thing to get around, to move around, to just live life, you know. But now my wheelchair and I are so close. I've got so much love and so much respect for my wheelchair. You don't understand. I don't want anybody touching it. I don't want anybody to do anything to it. I love my wheelchair. Okay, so yeah, me and my wheelchair besties any day. Number three is more of a mental thing. Number three is where I wrote down, where there's a will, there's a way, you know. Like I stated, I haven't always been in. I've been in a wheelchair for 5 years now, and there are still some things that I'm figuring out how to do and how to do it in a way that works for me, right? So I kind of freestyle a lot of the things, be it at work, be it at home, be it out in public, you know. I freestyle a lot of things because where there's a will, there's a way. We're gonna make it happen either way. Okay, and then the fourth thing, the fourth point flows into the third one, whereby where there's a will, there's a way. But for there to be a will, you have to think outside of the box, because you are living an alternative life now. You are living a life now that is not seen as normal. So there's a lot of things that you can't do the way that you used to do it, and that is just where you are gonna have to start thinking outside of the box and not do things the normal way anymore. So yeah, you have to think out of the box, you know. Number 5 on my list is you have to also remember that as much as you are different, or as much as you are now in a different situation, let me not say different, as much as you are in a different situation than what you are used to, being in a wheelchair does not define who you are. Your disability does not define who you are. I am not my disability. I am still very much the royal gay gangster. I was the royal gay gangster before the wheelchair. I will be the royal gay gangster after the wheelchair, during the wheelchair, or whatever. I'm going to be G. I'm going to be Giovanni. I'm going to be who I am. So at first, when people meet you, they might see or at least this is my experience, when people meet me for the first time, they might see this very flamboyant gay guy with like colorful nails and a long hair in a wheelchair. But after a while, they don't even see the wheelchair anymore. Yes, the reality is the wheelchair is there. I am in the wheelchair, but the wheelchair doesn't make who I am. And that tunes in a lot with who you are and how you see yourself. So your wheelchair should not have to define you. Whatever your disability is, it should not define you in the least. Okay. Yeah, and then number 6, you have to adapt to a new way of thinking, and you have to adapt to a new way of living, right? So now, typical example, every night before I go to bed now, I've got a bottle of water that is by my bedside table, right? At first, when I was thirsty, I would get out of bed, I would go to the kitchen, I would have a glass of water. Now, I can't do that anymore. I had to rewire that whole thing. At first it was difficult because now I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna get thirsty. Like, you think it, but like it kind of slips your mind and you just get into bed. Now you're in bed, now you wake up at past 2 in the morning and you realize, but I need water, I'm thirsty. Now you have to wake up the whole house so that somebody can bring you water. You know, so I had to learn certain habits, you know. For example, I was somebody that used to wear a lot of I used to like to show off my body a lot, whether it was winter. Even I would like go out in like a blazer and a vest. Now I can't do that anymore because my body doesn't handle cold weather as well as it used to. For example, like such things like that, you have to rewire your mind and you have to think differently. So now I have to wear warm clothes in winter, you know, I have to be mindful of what my body also wants. You have to listen to your body, you have to listen to your environment, right? So that is also very important. Number 7 is very important. I feel like everybody needs to, this is not just for people living with disability. This is for everybody that has got disabled people around them. This is for people that you work with, people in your house, people in general, you know. Just because you are disabled doesn't mean that you are different or you are weird. Disabled people are normal people just like everybody else, apart from the fact that they have to live life alternatively, you know. They've got a different way of doing things, but that doesn't mean that they are different or they are weird. My mind still works the same as the next person. I am still able to go out there and look for a job and perform to the best of my ability, which sometimes could even be better than the person that is fully functional, you know. So just because I'm in a wheelchair does not make me weird, does not make me different, does not make me any less of a person than what you are. Okay. And number 8. Number 8 is something that took a long time for me to learn, and it's still something that's some biscuit. It's still something this dog. Number 8 is something that I'm still working on every single day. Number 8 is you have to learn that it's not a weakness to ask for help. Asking for help does not mean you are weak, right? So I'm somebody who used to, I still do. I do my own thing when I want to do my own thing, how I want to do my own thing, and I don't want anybody to tell me anything different, right? I like to eat certain things. I like to eat at a certain time, and I like to eat what I eat a certain way, right? And from a young age, there are dogs all over this yard right now, and it's making it so difficult for me to record this video. Anyways, like I said, I'm somebody that likes to do my own thing. I like to eat my food. For example, I like to eat my food when I want to eat it. I like it a certain way. I like to make my own food. But there are some days that my body just does not allow me to do that, and I have to ask help, and I have to ask for assistance. Does that make me weak? Absolutely not. It just means that you need help. Even able-bodied people ask for help, and it's okay to ask for help. So it's something that I'm still working on. It's something that gets better each and every day. The last thing I wish I knew before landing up in the wheelchair is simple tasks would become so much more difficult. As if life isn't difficult enough already. Simple things are now gonna become difficult, you know? But you can't give up. You kind of like just have to push through it. You have to do what it do. You have to make it work. You can't just give up on it. You can't just say, no, I can't do this. Getting out of bed is going to be difficult. Getting into bed is going to be difficult. Getting into a car is going to be difficult. Maneuvering, even right now, me setting up to record this video was difficult, you know? It gets easier, but it's still difficult. So yeah, those are 9 pointers of things I wish I knew before I ended up in a wheelchair. I was never unkind to people living with disabilities. I never looked at them as weird. But I honestly have so much more respect for everybody that I see in a wheelchair. I have so much more respect for people living with any type of disability, be it walking with crutches, be it a wheelchair, be it any physical impairment, whatever you call it. I've got so much more respect for you guys. I love and appreciate you. I am the Royal Gay Gangster. My name is Giovanni. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is Giovanni, but you can call me G. And see you in the next video. Hopefully I don't take as long. Hopefully I honestly don't take as long to do another video. Okay, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Please show me some love and show me support.